Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Round KO on YouTube. Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? I am KO, aka Howard J. Dingers, and the Green Bay Packers have found their new head coach. Matt LaFleur, former offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. He was also offensive coordinator for the LA Rams. He was also the quarterback coach for the Atlanta Falcons and a couple other jobs before that. And today I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why the Green Bay Packers made the right call with Matt LaFleur. Just to start, Matt LaFleur, like I previously said, he was in LA as the offensive coordinator under Sean McVeigh. He left LA because, well, originally Tennessee interviewed him to be their head coach. They didn't want him as head coach. They wanted their guy, which I'm forgetting his name right now, but they chose him. But they still wanted him on as their offensive coordinator. Typically in the NFL, you can't interview for a coordinator job when you're already a coordinator. You have to, it has to be a promotion. But Sean McVay said, hey, I'm calling the plays here. I'm going to void your contract to give you the opportunity to go make more money, to go call plays, and to go show people your worth in this league. He gave him that opportunity. So he left and he went to become the offensive coordinator for the Titans for a full year for this last season. The Packers this offseason have been the only team to interview Matt LaFleur. Just no other team requested to interview him. So I don't know what that says about him, what that says about the Packers. A lot of people have mixed reactions about this. From the videos and the people that I've seen talk about this, people either love the decision or they are very confused and they don't like it. And I noticed a pattern with it. Everyone who knows Matt LaFleur, who is involved in the NFL and knows who this guy is, they think it's a great hire. Everyone is ecstatic about this and really excited about the opportunity for him and for the Green Bay Packers. But if they don't know him, all they have looked at is, well, he was a QB coach, he was offensive coordinator in LA but didn't call plays, and then he was with Tennessee and they were 27th overall in offense. And so they assume based on all of that and say that he wasn't a great choice. They're very skeptical about it. But like I said, if they know him, they know what opportunity this brings for Green Bay. So let's get started. 5 reasons why Matt LaFleur is a good choice for Green Bay. Number 1, he's not going to be a pushover. That's the biggest thing that the Packers were looking for a head coach, because Aaron Rodgers, he's a know-it-all guy. He wants you to know that he's very smart. He knows he's smart. He wants you to know that he's smart. And I mean, that's okay. A lot of people call it cocky. It's just who he is. So a big decision for the Green Bay Packers was to find a guy who can intellectually challenge Aaron Rodgers. And according to Peter Schrager, NFL.com, Matt LaFleur is that guy. Matt LaFleur is one who will push back on people. He will not stand down. He has been in rooms with big football minds, and even when he's QB coach, when he's offensive coordinator, he will challenge the higher-ups. He will challenge the head coach. He'll challenge the GM, and he'll say, this is my idea. This is why it's going to work. This is why I think it's going to work, at least, and we need to do it. We need to try. He pushes back. He's confident in himself, and he knows that he knows what he's doing too. So I think that's a huge factor. If that's true from the reports that I've heard from multiple people now, if that's true, that's going to be huge because he has to coach Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be that's a big get for the Green Bay Packers if all of that is true. Point number 2, he comes from the Sean McVay coaching tree. The biggest trend in the NFL right now is trying to get a new, young offensive mind. Matt LaFleur is 39, and he's served in the NFL for like 6 years now, I think. He coached with Mike Shanahan and Sean McVay now. Or Kyle Shanahan, not Mike. 2 of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL right now. And like I said earlier in the video, McVay wanted him to have an opportunity to go show what he can do. He wanted him to go to Tennessee. He wanted him to take that Tennessee job so that he could show the league what he's capable of doing as far as being an offensive-minded guy. And that's huge. You've got to think, A guy like Sean McVeigh, he saw the potential in Matt LaFleur, and he said, you know what? Go show the world. Go create an opportunity for yourself. And I think that's got to be great. And obviously, some magic dust had to rub off on Sean McVeigh for that season that he was with him. And he's got to have something. He's got to have learned something from both Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVeigh. He's got to have something, right? Point number 3, young offensive mind. Like I said earlier, he has now worked with Jared Goff, which the year that he worked with Jared Goff, that was the year that Jared Goff really broke out into the league. That's when they started doing a lot of the play action. Jared Goff had his rookie year, and he looked to be a bust early. Then this guy and Sean McVay come in. They unleash Jared Goff, and Jared Goff becomes the guy that they wanted him to be. And then he goes and he's the QB coach with Matt Ryan during Matt Ryan's MVP season in Atlanta, the year that they went to the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, is it because of McVay? Is it because of Shanahan? It might be, and that's a risk that the Packers that they have to take. But it's a risk that they think is worth taking. They think that LaFleur had a say and had a part in those developments for these quarterbacks. So the fact that he is this young offensive dude, it's a big risk. But the Packers think that it's a risk should work because of what other teams have done. Now with Sean McVay, with Kyle Shanahan, and now with Matt Nagy in Chicago. These kind of risks have worked for teams. So now the Packers are saying, hey, it's our turn. Let's do it. Point number 4, they get to keep Mike Pettin and the defensive staff in Green Bay. That was a huge thing for me looking at coaching staff. I wanted an offensive guy, but I wanted to kind of take a page out of Chicago, where they hired a new offensive guy, Matt Nagy, but they kept Vic Fangio at defensive coordinator, because that's a big thing with young offensive-minded coaches who are taking a head coaching job for the first time. It's huge to keep a veteran defensive coordinator on the staff. That just helps them, obviously, because they don't know the defensive side of the ball as much. So to keep a defensive guy like that, it's going to be great. A lot of the Packers players have liked Mike Pettin through this last season. They wanted him to stay, and now they get that wish. So now this defense can continue to grow based off of last year, and we get to work with a veteran guy like Mike Pettin. And finally, number 5, the Titans' stats don't matter. Don't look at what the Titans did last year. Don't look at the 27th overall. Don't look at any of that, because I have a couple points on this. Marcus Mariota, in my mind, and I don't think this is an unpopular opinion, Marcus Mariota is not a top 20 quarterback in this league. And now you have Aaron Rodgers. It's hard to... like I said it earlier, he worked with Matt Ryan, top 20 quarterback. He worked with Jared Goff, top 20 quarterback. And they had great seasons. Like I said earlier, is that him or is it the other coaches that he's worked with? Again, a risk, but I think he definitely had a part to play in that. Another point, when the Packers hired Mike McCarthy was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers in 2005. Do you know what their offensive rank was that year? 32nd. They were 32nd in the league when they hired Mike McCarthy. The Niners, the team that McCarthy was offensive coordinator for, was 32nd in offense. And then they hired him, brought us the Super Bowl. He was a great offensive mind, still is. So another reason not to look at that 27th overall. And then the last point of this 5th little thing here, he doesn't stick to one. He's not one-dimensional as a coach. He doesn't have one scheme that he needs to run in order for him to be successful. He obviously, with Jared Goff, they started using that play action. They started motioning a lot of people. And they started using a lot of movement on offense. When he moved to Tennessee, though, that didn't work. They don't have the same offensive personnel that they had in LA. So they slowed back on the motioning. He didn't go as much play action because with a quarterback like Mariota, who's obviously very athletic, and a big running back who broke out late in the season in Derrick Henry, he adapted to that offense. And he said, all right, we're going to do a strong running style. We're going to do a lot of quarterback running because Mariota can, and we're going to get him out of the pocket and run and try to get some quick dump-off throws. He adapted to the situation with Mariota and Henry. He was able to work with that instead of sticking to his guns and what it is. So now he's going to be able to come into Green Bay, and he's going to be able to do that same thing, where he's going to look at the talent he has, and honestly, he's going to be able to go back to what he did in L.A. They're going to be able to run the ball with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to, they're going to motion a lot of people. They have very athletic wide receivers in Devontae Adams. Who are they keeping? Jake Kumaro, hopefully. St. Brown and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And Cobb if he stays. He's going to be able to go back to a lot of motioning on the offense, trying to, see the defensive schemes with the motions. He's going to be able to confuse the defense a little bit, give them a lot of different looks, and they're going to be able to go back to play action. And that, if anyone can remember Green Bay a few years ago, that was Aaron Rodgers' bread and butter, was when he was able to run that play action and bomb it deep to Donald Driver, bomb it deep to Greg Jennings, and then to Jordy Nelson. That's going to be huge. If LaFleur can figure out how to get that back with Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be successful, and he's going to be a successful coach for the Green Bay Packers. Those are my top 5 reasons why Matt LaFleur is going to be a good head coach for the Green Bay Packers, and I really do think he's going to be successful. Now, like I said, there's a lot of risk in this, but I think it's going to work out. I don't think he's going to be the next Sean McVeigh. I don't necessarily think he's going to be the next Matt Nagy, but I think he's going to be able to come in, use the weapons that he has. He's going to be able to challenge Aaron Rodgers, and I think there's going to be a mutual respect built with Aaron Rodgers. I like the early hire because now the relationship can build between Aaron and LaFleur. It's going to be great, and I'm very excited for the Green Bay Packers next season for 2019. Anyway, I was KO, a.k.a. Howard J. Dingers, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at FRKO Podcast. And you can find me at Olsen2K18. And be sure to follow us on the actual podcast over on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. See you guys the next time we shock the system.